Welcome, everyone, to episode 19 of the Hoppy Thoughts Podcast, coming to you live, as always, from Chet's Garage.
What's up?
Welcome, everyone.
What's up?
For Chet and I, we always roll into these things kind of off a verbal warm-up. It's our therapy, honestly. It's our therapy.
After that discussion, I'm getting straight into the Mickeys.
Yeah, go into those Mickeys. The beer of choice today are Michelob Ultras.
That tells you how long I haven't had a Mickey.
Wow.
I forgot these are twists.
Over the expensive laptop, as always, scares the shit out of me.
How many Michelob Ultras do you think you've drank in your lifetime?
Oh, not many. I mean, you got to know, man, I didn't start drinking until I was 21.
That's true.
And I really haven't been like, let's get drunk.
I think.
I'm only a social drinker, too. I don't really drink by myself.
I'm going to say less than 1,000.
So like 800? That's a lot.
I'd say like
of
5
Mickeys.
to 800. I had a lot of Michelob Ultra in college.
Shelby was saying how Michelob is like the best college beer.
That's horseshit.
Like, it's better than Bud Light. It's better than
Love
Natty
you,
Light.
Shelby. That's horseshit. No,
It's better than Bud Light. It's better than Natty Light.
I don't think it's
Coors
better
Light.
than Bud Light. I don't think
That's
it's better.
crazy.
No, I don't think Michelob Ultra is like a good like beer. There are specific scenarios in which that I think that it's good, but 9 times out of 10, I would rather a Miller Lite.
Miller Lights are good.
I think Miller Lite is by far the best like college-esque beer. But if you're really going like,
Has a little more body to it.
yeah,
than this.
but if you're really going like a true college beer,
Mhm.
Budweiser, Busch Heavy,
Busch Heavy.
Busch Heavy.
Those are good.
Those are the
Those are
best.
good.
Busch Lights.
I think these are.
Dude, I used to crush like 30 in a weekend.
What are the calories on Bud Heavies?
Oh, probably
it
like
north of, like-
210.
Dang.
Oh yeah,
See, okay, maybe this is the best light beer then.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is where I'm like, I'm so uninterested in drinking a light beer unless it's crawfish. I think
Drinking outside.
at crawfish, drinking outside, drinking in the sun, these
Yeah.
are
They're
just
the best. Yeah, they're really good.
You can't beat them.
The reason for this beer today is that they are the official beer sponsor, which I think is so antithetical. They're the official beer sponsor of Team USA at the Olympics.
Oh, fun.
That will come back around a little later.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the important part today. What I think is so funny because I bet you not a single one of our American athletes really drinks these on a regular. They probably have one for their birthday. There's no way they're playing a whole.
Or maybe they do. I mean, like the ski folks are pretty big drinkers.
I mean, I feel like the only people really enjoying these things are the men's hockey team.
Yeah, probably.
100%.
That's a good point. And
I think
honestly,
they've started. They've started the men's hockey. I think it started today.
Oh,
I think the U.S. played Chechnya or something.
We'll have to watch that. I didn't know that. No,
The women's team did really well.
I watched the. No, I didn't. I didn't watch it. I saw it. Like the afterwards. That crash from what's her name?
Lindsey Vonn.
Yeah.
Yeah. She on Olympic stages, she really has not been able to show off anything.
Well, she
The
was
first time she was
retired,
at the
and then
Olympics-
she came back. Now she just ate shit.
Well, the first time she was at the Olympics, she maybe did like a practice run or two, but when she was going up for her trial run, she fell almost immediately within the first 100 feet
Oh,
and shattered her ACL. Well, tore her ACL and then perhaps broke a bone or two. The same thing happened this year.
Yeah.
That she crashed in the first 100, 200 feet or so, and like completely exploded her whole.
Yeah. I saw the
leg.
the like surgery photos, which fucking sucks. dude.
She had a
She's
full
gonna have to relearn
apparatus.
to walk
Oh yeah.
because she'll be in a wheelchair for fucking months.
Oh, easily. Yeah, she'll
And
have
you
to.
I forget what that's called, but
If
like,
I was her, I wouldn't do sports anymore.
is that dystrophy?
Yeah, muscular. Yeah.
Muscular dystrophy? You're like,
Yeah, I think so.
like
Well,
when your
muscular-
muscles, like, or is that like a condition?
Muscular dystrophy is like a neurologic condition.
Oh, never
It's when your muscles atrophy. That's what it is.
Thank you. But yes, no, when I broke my leg, dude, like I look like my calves were smaller than my forearms.
Yeah, that's
like
thin.
tiny, bro. Like
Yeah.
literally non-existent.
It's
little
crazy how
chicken
fast the muscle
legs.
just goes away. They're
Yeah.
not being used. I know that astronauts every day they're required to exercise like 2 or 3 hours a day. Like that's a huge part of their day.
because of
2
gravity.
or 3 hours because of the lack of gravity, lack of muscle stimulation, just walking around, sitting down normally, their muscles atrophy super quickly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Super interesting.
How did you feel about kind of a segue here into walking?
For fishing?
When we went fly fishing yesterday, how did you feel about that hike?
I love hiking. I love being
Okay.
outside in almost any type of weather condition. Doesn't really matter to me. I love being outside and I love hiking.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, it was exhausting, and I appreciate the feeling of being exhausted to a point. Like if I wake up the next day and totally feel ripped apart, I don't like that. I don't know who does. I appreciated the exercise, especially because this year I'm trying to get a little bit more fit. Walking like that in the waders just felt like you're walking against resistance bands.
Yep.
The whole time.
Yeah.
And you're walking kind of careful and slower on ice.
Yeah.
So I think you're just exerting more energy.
Yeah.
And then when we got through the forested area, you're like ducking under a tree and you're stepping over something, all in the waders, which is all just restrictive movement.
Yeah.
But I liked it though. Like I would do it again.
Okay, good.
If we wanted to go same time next year in the same conditions, maybe with the water more clear or something, maybe a little before the melt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would totally do it again.
Okay, good. No, I was a little worried because I was like, this is a big jump. This is kind of a big, like, even if that was my first experience, I just got waders and then we do 3-4 miles in the woods, running through the thickets over ice. I would definitely be like,
this sucks.
maybe I don't go fly fishing with Scott again. You know, like I would definitely be a little hesitant to be like, that was really extreme. And it's not that I don't want to do this, but like that would have really burned me out on the first time.
Yeah. No, I was fine with it. I mean, I can do it again. I want to catch fish, of course.
Yeah.
If I caught fish at the end of that or some part of that, I'd be like, cool, yeah, we'll do it again next week.
So they didn't have one thing that when we went fishing that they didn't have was the state had not put up the stocking schedule.
They haven't for this year?
They've delayed uploading the schedule of where they stocked because of the ice.
Why? But they're still stocking, right?
I guess.
That's just a guy pushing an Excel file somewhere on a website. The hell?
I know.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me.
I know. You go on the site and it literally says like, "Hey, this data hasn't been uploaded yet."
That's ridiculous.
And it's delayed due to the weather. You're like, what the fuck does your web server have to do with the fucking
but
weather?
I bet you like a 4x4, a side by side would get through that pretty easily. Side by sides are such impressive machines.
Yeah. Especially with like
tear right through it.
Like a thicker kind of traction set like that. The Highlander would have really struggled.
Oh yeah,
going up the second hill when you're going down.
That would have been a problem.
Dude, the Highlander would have really, really fucking. We'd have had a fucking problem.
Yeah, that would have been a big issue for sure. Because like the tire tracks were iced.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were walking on the raw snow part that happened to kind of crystallize into like a sandpaper texture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the tire tracks were slick ice.
Yeah,
that would have been a fucking problem.
Dude, it would have been not.
Well, I don't think we would have gone down there. I think we would have saw that, tested it, and be like, we're not getting out of this. Yeah.
But
no, it was good.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it, though. I do think that
because I said in the car, I'm a firm believer that the best fishing spots take work to get to. Because even if I was a fish, if they stock here, the strongest, best fish is going to swim upstream far enough away from his competitors to have a niche in the environment all to himself. It's like I want that guy.
Sometimes
I want to
stock
go out
trout
to
kind of fucking suck though. Anyhow, the other spot that we did not go to, I mentioned this to Scott, and I say this again. I'm really glad that we didn't make it to the other spot, and then got met with shitty water conditions because the other spot is so much better. It's so much prettier, dude. The water is literally fucking blue.
Yeah, I know.
And you're like, here in Kentucky, blue fucking water? No way, dude. It was gorgeous water.
I think, is Otter Creek spring fed?
It's
mostly?
gotta be.
Okay.
It can't be
That's where
from
a lot
the
of the
river.
clearness comes from.
But I really don't know. Maybe it does.
No,
but it's elevated above the river, so I would think that it's got to be spring fed.
Okay. No, it's I had a really great time,
Cool.
and I I like exercising like on team sports and like as a collective.
Yeah.
I do not like to run 3 miles by myself.
Yes.
I hate that. But if I could probably run 3 miles with a group of people easily.
Yeah, it's the idea about like I'm doing this with other people. I'm not really thinking about doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that if running was more about like where I was getting to versus just actually covering a distance, I'd be more interested in running.
Like,
I don't like running for the sake of running. I like running for the sake of getting to
a
somewhere for a reason.
Getting to the X on the treasure map.
So like I think that in a way, I told you today, I was like, or maybe I didn't tell you this. I told this to Megan. I was thinking about going fishing today, and I ended up going for a walk because I was like, I don't want to work out. I just don't like it. I've worked out so much in my life, and I've just gotten to a point where it's like, I worked out 4 times a day in high school.
That's a lot.
And it was a lot. And I did that every day for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And then I went to college and I worked out twice a day. And then as soon as Megan and I started dating, I was like, dude, fuck this. So fucking sick and tired. I just want to drink. And so that's what I did. But
Shelby did, what was it, 2 years ago or so? It was when we lived in Garland. I think that was about 2 years ago. Yeah, time flies. When we lived in Garland, she did like an exercise class. Yeah. It was like a station-based things with some light weights, resistance bands, do 10 push-ups here, 20 squats over there type of thing.
Yeah.
And she would come home beat red, and she was like, yeah, we did a lot of good work today. And she would go consistently, and she loved it because there's a class full of people who wanted to get fit too.
Yeah.
So a lot of support. My warm-up question for the day was, when in your life did you ever feel the most athletic? And my answer to that question was when I played hockey and in high school, and I joined band, stopped doing hockey. Played a little bit of golf, but golf's not really an aerobic sport necessarily. In college, me and my friends would play like frisbee, like what was the football frisbee? It's not called that. We would just play frisbee for 2 hours every day. Running, jumping, you sprinting pretty quickly, that kind of stuff. And man, I felt like I could run forever back then.
Dude, funny enough, I think that actually the most athletic was probably my sophomore year of college. My senior year of high school, so I almost went and played soccer for community college, and I was in great shape. I was running like 3-4 miles a day, which just sucked. I really fucking hate running.
A good friend of mine would do cross country, and every day he would run like 8 to 10.
That's crazy. Dude.
And it would start at 6 a.m.
But that's the thing is like that's so long. You can't run 8 to 10 miles in 60 minutes. You're just dedicating hours of your days now to go run, and you're like, oh my god, dude, I couldn't do that as a parent. Like run 8 to 10 miles, and then parents who are doing it, they're like, okay, especially the ones that are on social media, they're like, watch me get up at 3:30 in the morning to go run 6 miles to prepare for the Ironman.
Yeah,
and you're like, what the fuck, dude? No fucking way. When do you go to bed? Oh, 6 p.m.
Yeah,
and it's like, what about your kids? Are you not up all in the middle of the night? And I'm like, I see
that's
that
not
kind of
that's not a 50-50 relationship. There's no way someone could do that and just live. That's a man, I guess, or a woman. That's a person where their partner is being like, "Go live your dream. I'll pick up the slack for 6 months."
Yeah,
100%.
I just don't.
Because if I did that,
but in contrast to that, as much as I go, I hate working out. I love being active. I love outside.
Team sports.
I love being outside. It's not even necessarily about the sports. I like just being outside.
Yeah.
Man, I like being outside drinking. Like, that's the best time. It's like when you're outside at a parade and you're doing things, or when you're going outside to go do something, sit on a patio, or I think that is so much more enjoyable than being inside. I get antsy sitting inside. Like, I would just rather go and do something.
Yeah,
the
you feel like you need to do
is
something.
there's time dedicated to that, and then I'm like, is it responsible of me to dedicate that time to do that? Should I be applying for jobs? Should I be doing, and then I feel
Yeah.
guilty for even wanting to go fish because it feels good to go fish. But in my mind, I'm like, I could walk a mile or two while fishing.
Mhm.
That could be considered my exercise. But when I'm out there fishing, people aren't going, look at you walking 2 miles while you're fishing.
Yeah.
You're fishing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, every time we've fished, more or less, I mean, it's been relatively active. We're walking
yeah,
to this pond, to that
we
place,
move.
to over here, over here. You get in your car, go to a different place. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I know like when I've only went out to play volleyball with Scott, so the time does not really work that well. Again, it's another time sink. When Scott would get off work, a good friend of ours,
Yeah.
when he would get off work, it'd be like 11 o'clock,
Yep.
10:30, 11 o'clock, and then I would meet him there, and the volleyball would start at 11:30. I'm like, bro, I'm not a late person.
Megan and
I'm
I've
just
never understood that. God bless this guy. I don't understand how
Yeah.
someone's like, man, I love volleyball so much, I'm going to go play it at midnight.
Yeah.
Midnight at a titty bar. Like,
Yep. Yeah. I liked it. Like when I was playing, I was like, "This is great." But I'm like getting home at 1:30 in the morning and be like, "I gotta get sand off me."
I would,
that did,
no,
I got
seriously.
sand in my cracks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
did not.
skint my knee because I fucking dove on a beer bottle. Like, I don't know. I just don't.
But I could do that during the day. I can do that every day. I think play volleyball for sure.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I think being outside and doing things, but like, I just don't. I've fallen out of love with sports so much.
Really?
And like,
Who hurt you, Chet?
I honestly like
Who hurt you?
going to college or being in high school, being an athlete in high school is really what burned me out on sports.
I mean, they ride you pretty hard.
They
I mean,
ride
you.
you-
I remember you.
Yeah.
We talk about your coach every once in a while. Like they ride you fucking hard.
Yeah, and I just got so like, what am I gonna do with my life with this? That's
Hmm.
why I think that I really enjoy things like golf now, where I'm like, that's something I can do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I can't play football for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna play
No.
soccer for the rest of my fucking life. I'm not gonna play volleyball for the rest of my fucking life. Why would I
No.
waste my time now going to play volleyball for the next 2 years when that's time I could spend learning golf?
True.
And so that's where like,
Makes sense.
but then like same thing with fishing, But I feel guilty about dedicating time to those things. Because I'm
I
like,
mean,
should I be working?
Why do you feel guilty?
Because I feel like I should be working towards my career.
Okay.
I'm like,
That's
should
fair.
I be getting another cert? Should I be,
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
those are the things that I'm like,
I get that feeling I mean,
Ugh.
I would say almost every day I get that feeling of like if there were jobs available to me that I was pretty confident I could get. Anyway, by the way, for context, we're
unemployed
Unemployed at
and
the
we have a
moment.
podcast.
that's right. We had a podcast when we were employed, so this is the only thing constant in our lives.
We both are married, by the way. We have other things that are constant
Yes.
in our lives.
This is the only thing constant between Chet and I should say.
Yeah.
We work together, and we would see each other, every weekday plus a weekend here and there. And we're good friends. So this is the only thing still that him and I get to share. What was I saying? I totally forgot.
This is the only thing
Shit.
that's constant. You feel guilty day to day.
Yes. If I had jobs that I was pretty confident I could get,
Mm.
just a stream of them every day, I would sit there for 6 hours. But sometimes there's only one a day, and I apply
Yeah.
for it.
No,
and then I'm done, and I feel like I'm not doing enough.
No, I totally feel that. And what's really defeating is seeing a job posting for what I used to do,
Mm-hmm.
and then I get told based off of my resume that it's like a 60% match.
Really?
And I'm like,
Ouch.
what?
Yeah.
I have to stop looking at that. I told you earlier, I got an email to be an RN.
Yeah,
And
that's
I got
ridiculous.
a 64% match to an RN.
How is that possible?
What?
How is that possible? I don't.
I
get
don't
it.
know. I think in some ways, some of those job boards are scams. They're just trying to collect my information to sell it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dude, my scam calls are through the roof.
really?
I get 3 a day that are scam likely, and then I get at least 1 a day, which is an actual
And you're
number.
answering them.
Which was an actual number that could be anyone, and I have to answer it. And then every single time, it's like a dial activation tone that's somewhere else on the planet.
Yeah.
They got activated to
Yep.
pick up the phone. They
Yep.
pick it up, and then they're like,
Oh, so
Yeah, we're trying to
you-
reach some other person who's not me about roofing services. It's just a lead, that's screwed up in the system somewhere, and I go, just
no.
click.
No, the one I'm getting right
Oh,
now is
so
I
annoying.
signed up for a job board and I completed like a survey. They force you to make the survey when you're setting up an account. So I completed the survey, and in a part of the survey, I must have checked the box, or I never unchecked an already checked box
Okay.
that said something like
I
I
can
wanted
send
to
it to you.
subscribe to their emails and their text
Oh,
messages
the newsletter one.
and their
yeah.
newsletters, but the fine print, something in a part of that, because I got out of everything else. They signed me up for grant money for furthering my education.
Okay.
And so now
Grant
I've been
money.
getting phone calls of someone going, "We'll give you money to go to school." And I'm like, "No, you won't.
Well, like loan, like people to give
It's
out
got to
loans.
be a loan.
Yeah, loans.
It's got to
for
be
sure.
a loan." And I'm like, "No, you won't. Take me off."
People
your
aren't just
call
going to give you
list."
money for free.
Yeah, no.
I would
It's-
like to get a call, an insurance call or something from that Giuliano Massiano person.
Yeah.
Love this guy. I sent Chet an Instagram guy of what I would envision every just skeevy salesman to be, which is this young guy.
The funny thing
And
is
he's
I
in
feel
his
like he's
apartment.
not that skeevy.
I mean, he's doing his thing, I guess, but I mean, there's the telemarketers out there in the world who are literally just trying to collect any money for anything.
Yeah.
Those guys are skeevy. I actually saw a documentary on it that the biggest telemarketer company in the world, they work predominantly to raise money for Fraternal Order of the Police organizations.
Yep.
Police organizations themselves, firefighters, and other public works associated
Mhm.
organizations.
Yeah, they play on the
They
heartstrings.
hired, yes, those are the best clients for this telemarketing group. All of the telemarketers themselves, they would come on site. This was before remote work. They would come on site. Like 90% of them were ex-cons, criminals, couldn't get a job anywhere else, and they were sat in front of a screen and just said, "Call this number, call these numbers." Like you had a list.
Yeah.
Call these numbers, say the script. If you don't get at least five successful calls in a day, you're fired. And you had some people who were just so high on life because they had like 20 sales in one day. Sales.
Yeah.
They're asking for donations for the fire department in some local jurisdictions 100,000 miles away.
Yep.
Right? And that grandma on the other end of the phone is like, "Yeah, I'll donate to my local fire department." That grandma has no idea that she's not donating to her local fire department.
Yeah.
She's donating to some other fire department somewhere else. And they would get on these phones with these grandmas and sell them, and they would get so excited. And the main character in this, he was actually a really nice guy. The main character in this would say, like, yeah, the office was crazy. When it was a good day and everyone was making sales, by around 2 p.m., everyone's quotas were met for the day, and we would just, like, destroy the office. Seriously. And our managers would be like, "They're hitting the numbers, so go for it." They would, like, rig up like obstacle courses with their office chairs and, like, run into each other. They would plow into each other. Like, HR did not exist in this world. Seriously.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then, like, that would be happening in the background. Imagine you're the one guy who hasn't made your quota for the day.
Yeah.
You're having to listen to absolute debauchery. And then your manager comes behind you like, "You're fired tomorrow if you don't make a..."
Yeah. If
It's
you
like
don't get that next call,
literally a nut
if
house.
you don't get a sale on your next call, you're fucking gone.
Man, I mean,
In a sense, that's kind of how Spectrum was.
I'm sure it is.
Maybe
at the core of it, it's just that.
Bleep that. I don't know.
I don't. Are you gonna,
No, I don't
doesn't
think it
matter.
actually fucking matters.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of how that was. Like working in a call center is kind of that way,
Yes.
where it's like
That's all I did.
Meet your quota.
Yeah.
If you don't meet your quota, you're in trouble.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, I had such a problem with that thing. Stupid fucking AI. It just didn't like my tone. It didn't like my voice. And I'm never gonna get on a phone call and be like, "Hello, thank you so much for calling. Are you happy to be here? Like, I'm happy to serve you." Like, because you get on the phone and you go, "Hello," and they go, "Shut the fuck up. I've been
Yeah.
passed around 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
You're going to fix my issue." And I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. The last representative didn't tell me what was happening because they suck."
They all suck.
They all
They all
suck.
suck.
And he's like, I have a residential account. And I go, oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I got to get you back over to residential. You're on the business side. And he's just on the other screen. Fuck you! Fuck you! And then I have to get off of that. And then I get told by an AI machine, customer was unhappy. Negative points. I'm like, great.
Would you really have the AI whisper in your ear being like,
No, you had like a little descriptor next to your call.
really?
There's like a status. It would like read your call and it'd be
Dang.
like unhappy customer. And then that would flag your manager. Your manager go, okay, what happened? And then he listens to it. Fuck you, dude! Literally the fucking call. And he's like, wow, he really wasn't happy. And then they look at you, they ball face look at you and go, you potentially could have handled that a little bit better if you said this. Eat my ass, dude. Get the
Whoa.
fuck out of here.
That's call centers. God bless them. The yeah, there's so many fun details. I think you would really like it. Maybe I should find it and send it to you. It's just about telemarketing as an industry.
Yeah.
And it was just so funny that literally ex-cons, drug addicts, people would be doing drugs in the office.
That's
like
so sick.
to get through the day, people would be doing coke. There was
Dude, that's so
you do
fucking
heroin
sick.
in the bathroom.
I mean, that's
it
stock
was
traders.
like it was a nut house there. And I just remember like there was a couple of main characters. Another main character who was much more straight-laced. He just needed a job like out of college, or like he needed a job in college, so he was doing this part-time. And he said he just remembers like crackheads like running behind him, faces full of stickers that managers would give out, like, you met your quota, here's a sticker, literally. And they would run past his cubicle with stickers all over their face, just being like, I did it! Like, just nuts.
I met my quota!
My quota! Yeah. It's like, I met my weekly quota, I don't have to come in. Yeah, it's nuts.
I've stolen $500 from grandparents.
Seriously.
Yes!
Yes. And so many times a pissed off person who's been called 5 times that week,
Yeah.
they get that person and they're like, fuck you, eat shit, go die.
Yeah.
Click. And the documentary would display those calls pretty equally when, all the time, pretty ubiquitously, I should say. There's the word. And it's like I love this scene. It's an over the shoulder of the main character. He looks like a frazzled, kind of ex-crack. I think he was an ex-addict or something. Kind of frazzled. He's like, hello, boom, interrupted by that guy saying, fuck you, die in a hole. And he just goes, it hangs up immediately, less than 5 seconds. He looks back in the camera and goes, not a happy camper. Clicks onto the next call, like immediately. He did like 300 calls in one day.
Yeah, see, so I would do like
Not a happy camper.
they wanted you crossing like 60 a day, and I was doing like 80 a day.
Yeah.
The problem is sometimes if you go too fast, they don't like that either. Yeah. They're like, all your calls are too.
You're not
Wait,
being meaningful
I
enough?
I do have this story to tell, which I think is so fucking funny. This is how bad corporate is. Like, just corporate
Can I have
groups
another beer?
are so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Corporate America. I mean, God bless. I mean, is AI right to replace a lot of those people's jobs? Oh, thank you. I mean, if the AI
So-
can grade me, the AI can do it for me.
When I was
I
at
don't know.
Spectrum, we were in this training class, which, you know what? I'll say this about Spectrum. The people that worked there were very nice.
That's always good.
And they were very supportive. They were a little delusional
'Cause they
in
know
the
they're
fact
in
that
the
they thought
shitbox
that their
with you.
jobs were great. And it's like, guys, we're all making $40,000 to $50,000 a year, and you're my supervisor. Like, we're getting
Yeah.
fucked over here, you know? And,
Big time.
But they were like, but no, we get our phone bill paid. I go,
What a perk.
wow.
What a perk of the job.
Yeah, we're on the 6th floor, and I definitely don't want to jump out of that window. Not me, no sir. No, I just the people there were really nice. The working conditions were really nice, but it was so corporate saturated. So it was starched with corporate policies and structure, and all they cared about, all anyone was there for was that they were caught in a merger 3 to 10 years ago. And they're like,
Really?
now I'm here at Spectrum. I used to be
Wow.
at fucking, Kentucky Southern Telecom, and now
Yeah.
I'm not. But I'm here at
Dang.
Spectrum.
See, that
and-
owner of Southern Kentucky Telecom, he's in Cabo right now.
Yeah, dude, he's walked
Wow.
out with fucking a clean 20 to 30 million. He's like, great, I'm
Nice.
retired.
Take
And
that.
there's some dude who lives in Louisville who's still in an apartment for the last 15 years who's like,
Man.
but I love my coworkers at Spectrum. They're so nice. Which
Sure.
is great. Good
Yeah,
for them.
sure.
There was one guy. I don't remember his name. And in our 3 months of training, by the way,
Quite a lot.
it was daily. Literally, like you were in a classroom setting.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a fun setting because it was like a little bit more lax. And then you like pick the nice calls to show the trainees, like I remember they were trying to get me to like help with the trainers, which is kind of a fun concept, which was in your phone system, they could just tap into your calls and then
Yeah.
they would just hit you up on, WebEx,
Mhm.
and be like, hey, can we listen to your calls? Can you hop in like this call with us? And then you accept calls. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I would do that for like 2 hours with like 40 people. So just imagine this, you call in the Spectrum and talked about your phone bill.
Yeah.
There's actually 40 people listening in on that call.
Wow.
Happens all the time.
Wow.
All the time.
It's
they're doing
recorded for training purposes.
It is.
It's-
It's live. Fuck the recording, dude.
It's
That
live.
shit's live.
We're doing it live.
Because like if you fuck up in
I
the
would
call,
love that.
your manager finds out. They'll tell on you. They'll be like, yeah, you didn't answer this in the best way in front of our trainees.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember in my training session, like the
But,
person who was answering
wow.
the phone was just a little curt,
Yeah.
and they were like, somebody go talk to her. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Wow.
But anyhow, we had this guy in my training class.
Uh-huh.
I later found out before he was fired. He found out the training was 3 months.
Yeah.
And so what he was doing was he had a night job.
Uh-huh.
And he would do his night job
Mhm.
and then sleep during the trainings.
Oh, okay.
The
Smart.
trainings were in person in a classroom.
Yeah.
And they
You
I just
duck
remembered
out.
his name
You
because
just
I can
doze
visually
off.
remember the teacher like yelling at him, like the
Mhm.
instructor yelling at him. But he would work at a warehouse, a shipping warehouse, one that we all know.
Uh-huh.
Not the one, not the one that you're thinking of.
Okay.
And he would work there nights. He was like a floor lead, I think, too.
Mm-hmm.
And he would leave there, smell freaking like shit, dude. Just smelled like sweat.
Yeah, he's
And, like,
doing labor all
Yeah.
day.
And then he would come in and he would put on a button up. He'd put on a button down shirt. So his pants would be disgusting for just like picking up boxes.
Yeah,
And it's like
dusty.
an untucked button down shirt, right? And he'd come in and he'd immediately fall asleep in class. Immediately fall asleep in class. We started at like 8:15. And we did these like different periods where we were in a classroom setting, and then we ended up getting to a point where we would go and do calls ourselves for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would go back to the classroom.
Okay.
Well, he just slept through class for like the first 8 weeks.
Right. Kind of has no idea what he's actually going to
No clue what he's
have
doing.
to do.
And
Yeah.
so, which is literally like ask a question, click a prompt that answers what the customer just told you, and then click next.
Yeah. You're handheld through the whole process. more or
Yeah,
less.
totally handheld through the whole tree. He would transfer every one of his calls. So if you got like
Like, who is he transferring it to? Just the void. Just hell.
no shit, literally anyone.
Let me transfer you. Hit
I-
random
I
buttons.
literally remember when they displayed our
Man.
analytics,
Okay.
and our transfer rates as a class was so high, like 3x the normal amount.
Yeah.
And then they
All
found
from
out
him.
that this guy was transferring them, right? So they let it happen for 2 weeks. He
Yeah.
transferred on a daily average 80 to 100 calls.
That's every call.
Every call,
That's
he
all
just
of them.
transfer. You go, oh, I'm so sorry, you're in the wrong department. Transfer. I'm so sorry for the wrong department transfer. I'm not even shitting you. He did this for 2 weeks.
Man.
Then went back to the classroom for 6 more weeks
I love that.
and trained,
yeah.
went on the floor.
He was just trying to buy his daughter a Christmas present.
And then when he went on the floor, he was like, I'm quitting.
yeah.
I'm out.
Immediately.
He was there for 3 months
Man.
to just get the training
Getting
period
paid to
through so he
sleep.
didn't have to do anything, so he could sleep and get paid for it.
Man, there's something about that I can kind of respect.
He
A little bit.
He was just a disgusting individual. Like, I remember asking
Just a
him,
slug.
like, dude, how are you? Because I didn't think that like somebody would transfer, or maybe the better way is to put it, I didn't think that somebody wouldn't get fired for doing that.
Right.
And dude, they didn't fire him.
Wow.
They did not fire him.
I mean,
They're
I know
like,
they-
he shows up on time.
yeah.
He's in class. Like, he's just
That's
doing the
crazy.
wrong thing. So we have to hold on to him. So all those times you call like company customer service groups and you're
Mhm.
like, dude, I swear I'm just getting fucking transferred. He transferred. Every time I think of that, I think of him. And I'm like, dude, there's some motherfucker on the other side of
Dude.
this phone who's just going through training right now.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to meet ends on his rent. And he's just transferring me because he doesn't actually know what the fuck he's
Yeah.
doing.
100%.
And yeah, he
Dude,
just
I would love, maybe it would take a fair amount of effort to do this, but I would love to not have an account with any of these major companies. AT&T, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Just call like one where you'll be in the process for like an hour long.
yeah.
You have prepared a whole stand-up routine, and you get on the phone with someone, and you just go, "Yeah, I'm not really calling about an issue. I just wanted to let you know about the following." And you just go through a stand-up routine with them, because like, are they gonna shut you up? Are they gonna be like, "Sir, this is not a problem"? Like,
Yeah.
will that affect that person's metrics if you're on the
Oh,
phone?
definitely will affect.
But
their
then like
metrics.
the you think
There's
they'll
no
just hang up on you?
resolution, which it's like there's like a term like yes.
What do
you
you
got a
what do you
resolution,
think the
you got to a
AI
ticket,
would
you got-
say after that?
dude?
Like customer was just telling jokes.
Dude, no, the AI literally listens to the tone of the call and looks at specific vocabulary terms. So if you sound nice, it probably is like Sam thinks you did well. That was the name of the AI. It was Sam, and I forget what the acronym stood for, but
Super awesome machine.
so fucking annoying. At one point, my manager was literally like, I think he just doesn't like your tone. And I went, what do you mean my tone? Like, I don't have an attitude. And he went,
It's like the manager doesn't even know.
he was like, well, you have a deeper voice. So I think that with your deeper voice, it's just causing Sam to think that the call's not going well. And I'm like, so this is dumb, and we acknowledge that it's
Yeah.
dumb. And he's like, well, we can't really say that it's not dumb. It's literally why they wouldn't put me on the training team. They had me actively training people, but
Yeah.
would not move me to the training team because my SAM score was like a 40 and it needed to be a 60. So
Nuts.
annoying.
So crazy. Do you think Sam? I mean, I haven't called in a Spectrum recently. I don't know if you've called in a Spectrum recently. Do you think Sam
I'm about to
is
call my
now
dog.
the front end agent that you get in contact with? Now, it's had the entire world's
That's a good
call
point.
volume to train off of.
Yeah.
It's been training off of like the perception of calls, the emotions of calls. I got in touch. I had some insurance company call me because now I'm on insurance.
Have you gotten one of these?
I had one.
Okay.
And it was
I know what you're about to
honestly-
talk about.
Okay, yeah. The AI insurance agent person I was talking to was actually kind of nice to talk with. I'm not mad at it. It was a woman. It was a woman's voice, and she was
Kate.
just like, she was just to the point.
Yep.
And she was just like, I need to collect these details. What is your address? What is your blah, blah, blah. And
And,
then
like,
I would get,
But it like uses slang. And
Right.
Like, it actually kind of
The
pisses me
only-
off even more that it's AI that it's doing it this well.
yeah.
But yes, I know
It does it
exactly what you're
really
talking about.
well.
Her name's Kate.
Mm.
Yeah, she's like, "Hi, I'm your AI assistant, Kate," and she's like, "How are you doing today? I
Yeah.
hope everything's going well."
And then
you're
almost
like,
regardless of what you say.
yeah,
know,
and
it's
you
like,
don't
"That's
really
great."
know that it was AI until you get to the end, and it's like transferring to department, and you're like, "Whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought I was talking to Kate. Wait a second now." Like,
Yeah. This AI agent was really tasked with just collecting information. Ask a question: what's your address? What's your name? What's your phone number?
Yeah.
It's straightforward. But I remember it asked like a kind of complicated question of like, had you have coverage consistently over the last 24 months? And I just had to think for a second. I go, let me think. I stuttered maybe and like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And it was like, let me think about it like this. And it reoriented the question
Yeah.
in a way that just was easier to think about.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. No, I had a good
That's
time
nice.
with the AI agents, honestly. I was like, can I
We
call you
have
back?
a date lined up next week.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's fun. Man, big corporates. The first job I ever worked was a big corporate, bottom of the ladder.
Yeah.
You know, it paid me $45,000 a year. I'm not gonna turn my nose up at that. But man, there's something
No,
about
people
just
got to make a
being,
living, and you got to have a job. But like,
yeah. There's
no
just
one
something,
gets in those jobs and goes, "This is just what living is about."
Yeah, no.
Like,
No, I get the movie Office Space where you're in an office environment and it's just wall to wall as far as your eye can really tell, cubicles and little minions in these cubicles doing such dumb tasks or whatever. And the only freedom of your day is to like go piss and be on your phone or like get a fucking. My corporate office actually had a soda machine, free sodas, and you just get a Coke. Which was nice. That was the best perk of the job, was a soda machine.
Dude, Spectrum had a whole marketplace, is what they called it, like a cafeteria room where it's just concessions on concessions on concessions.
Yeah,
and that shit was so expensive. Dude.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
So
they were probably
so
getting
fucking
kickbacks
expensive.
back
Oh,
up. Yeah, 100%. There's just something about it, though. I was in training for 6 months before I was deployed to the field. And there were some days where you get done with your training. It was just kind of PowerPoint, take a quiz type stuff. A lot of it was.
Yeah.
Where you'd get done with that in like an hour. And you had 7 hours of sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, my brother had that problem.
Nothing. It just felt like someone stuck you with a huge syringe and just sucked out all the love and passion in your life.
My brother had that problem at
horrible.
The air conditioning company, Johnson's Control. He said that he would do training for like an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Just sit there all day.
And he's like, and you just have to sit there and be available.
I think boredom is the
no
worst thing ever.
No one contacts you.
I doubt it.
And it was remote. He was like, it wasn't an office. He's like, I didn't have a cubicle to even go talk with my team. He's like, I had a team of people. I'd reach out to them in the middle of the day. Nobody wanted to talk to me.
Damn, bro.
Dude, I think he was actually miserable at that job. In some ways, I wish he had stuck it out there a little bit longer. But truly, if he was that miserable, like, I'm glad he's out. He's enjoying his new job a lot more. And more so, I'm not even saying that in the sense of like, I wish he would have stayed at that job. I wish he would have stayed in Austin just a little bit longer. Let that distance be there between kind of family,
parents,
and let that marinate a little bit.
Discover yourself.
Yeah, that builds good character.
No, it does. Yes, there is. I think out of all the things that make a job bad or makes me want to leave a job, boredom might be in the top 3.
Yeah.
Like being actively fucked over by management's definitely number 1, but a close number 2 is just being bored, not being assigned work. I'd much rather do manual labor, dig ditches with a shovel outside than just be bored.
Dude, when I was a PI,
I'm not wired to be bored.
Being bored was the best, because being bored meant I get to watch YouTube. I get to watch YouTube for 8 hours.
See, I would do that at the office. But when you're doing that for 30 hours a week on average, you just run out of stuff to watch.
Well, that's when I started studying for certs.
Yeah, you're finding,
I just was like, I got to find something else to like occupy myself.
Boredom.
Yeah, otherwise you get into like weird shit. You're like, I don't want to get into weird shit.
Boredom is just boredom. There's a saying like boredom is the driver of innovation, something like that. You just put people in closets, have them not do anything, and then out pops the great ideas from them. I don't know. I'm just not wired to be bored.
No.
Well, hey, this person I'm about to talk about.
Wait, let's cut right here.
Bored. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone. Chet's dogs just needed a little bit of good parroting, I would say.
Talking to.
Well, hey, I would like to tell you, in honor of Black History Month, and in direct response to a PR incident that may have occurred a couple of days back, we are proud to bring you a short segment, well, decently lengthed segment on Jesse Owens.
Okay.
This routes back to the beer, Michelob Ultra, official sponsor of Team America. Jesse Owens, does this name ring any type of bells?
No. I'm going to say no. I think I
No.
do have an idea, but I'm going to say no because I don't want to be wrong.
Okay. Jesse Owens was you've certainly heard about them. I think most people have heard about him. He was one of only a few black Americans to, I guess, compete on behalf of Team America in the 1936 Olympics in Germany.
In the original
Berlin,
photo,
Germany.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, we've all okay. So yes,
Yes. Most people have heard of this or seen of this man from a very timepiece of a photo of a slender, tall black man. That's Jesse Owens, standing on top of a podium. To his left and to his right are two. I think there's a German on his right and like a person from the Netherlands on his left on the podium, receiving golden medals, silver, bronze. It's Olympic season. The person to his right was doing the Nazi salute. He was hand over his heart, right, saluting America. Yes, it's a very famous photo. The story of Jesse Owens, from him to get to where he was, I think is quite interesting. What his accomplishments during that time really meant for the black community and for, I would say America as a whole, and what it kind of did to spit in the face of disgusting neo-Nazis, Nazis at that time, and that mindset in general, I would say. So I'm proud to bring you a biopic, I would say, of Jesse Owens, which is why we're talking about the Olympics, which is why the warm-up question today was, when do you felt like you were most athletic? Because today we're talking about perhaps the best track and field star of all time. Track and field athlete of all time.
How old was he at this time?
He was born in 1913 and competed in the 1936 Olympics. I think that's 19.
23? No, 19.
Let me pull up my
13, 7 is 20. And then 33
minus 1913.
7.
23.
23.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice math, dude. Yes, he was 23 when he went to the 1936 Olympics and won a couple of gold medals. He won 4 gold medals in those Olympics. I'll tell you which ones when we get there. But Jesse Owens, he was born James Cleveland Owens on September 12th, 1913 in Oakville, Alabama. He was the 7th of 10 children in a sharecropper family. His grandparents were enslaved when they were young, I would say. You can imagine that maybe that's roughly 60 years ago. So that's 1850 something, right? So unfortunately, I don't know the emancipation date off the top of my head, but his grandparents were slaves. He was the grandson of 1876. Let's look it up.
Am I right?
Yeah, man.
Or am I thinking 1776?
I'm not sure. 1863.
63.
1863.
Okay.
So, yeah, right at the tail end, I suppose. But we all know that not one document makes a person free.
Yeah,
right?
no,
There were tons. I know you're from Mississippi. I'm sure you were fed a lot of this information.
Yeah, that class was called, you ready for this? That class was called Mississippi Studies.
Mississippi history. Yeah.
I wish I was shitting around. There's literally a class called Mississippi Studies.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all.
I mean, it needs to happen. I wish,
we all need to be educated on our
I
past.
do wish that it went into other cultures that happened in Mississippi though as well. Because I know that we've talked about this before, but I wish the
white people culture?
No, I know we talked about this before, but the Vietnamese and Asian communities in particular in Mississippi are really prominent, and I didn't know that until much later in my life.
Did those folks immigrate to Mississippi back in like the late 1800s?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did they help start and form like a lot of the fishery?
Yes.
Industry?
Yeah, they were specifically for fishery and I don't necessarily want to say crops, but like, is growing catfish a crop? Maybe.
I don't think. I mean, no. On paper, no. Technically, no. But
maybe it's just
still,
considered a hatchery, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
no, for sure. Nice. Okay. No, there is a lot of history, right? Every single day is a day in history. He was the grandson of slaves.
Yeah.
That is an important part, I think, to his life. He had.
Yeah, it's definitely character defining.
Imagine you're sitting on your grandpappy's lap, and he's like, back in my day. and he would just go
Yeah.
on and on about how he was beaten, or being rations withheld because of certain things, being told to sit here, do that, eat over that,
I'm
the
sure that
things.
there's even an element of like, we're no longer slaves. The social stigma, get over it.
You think?
Our old grandparents in our lives, they're, like everybody's always like, I used to walk to school uphill both ways,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, that's just, we live in the same town you went to school in, and there's no hill around the school you went to. Like, but, and that's not to say that obviously that they don't have credibility to it. That's not a very good example.
No,
that
it's a
I gave.
sentiment of,
But
now
like,
it's your time to work as hard as I did.
Yes.
In a way that opportunity is more readily accessible for you.
Yeah. So
way.
I do wonder if that did occur. I could see that definitely happening. But at the
Maybe.
same time, seeing your grandparents kind of give their experiences, and you're like, holy shit, no wonder why all these fucking people hate me. Like,
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, no, totally. His parents worked as like sharecropper tenant farmers. So once I don't remember the exact.
so these are, I can tell you. So these
Excellent.
are people who, tenant farmers, and I'll probably give like a high level version of this, which is they rented farmland from white owners.
Damn.
So it wasn't.
That's
It
kinda
was
like
like
slavery
with
2.0.
extra steps.
Yeah.
That's
That's how it was for like 70 years after.
that's what the Jim Crow laws are.
Yeah. It all was slavery for another 70 years
Yeah.
plus. Renting the
but yes,
land that you toil over.
You rent the land, and there are expectations on you to meet certain quotas.
Yeah.
And those
Slavery
are
2.0.
tenant sharecroppers.
Yeah, no, 100%. That makes sense. Anyway, Jesse, born James Cleveland Owens, was definitely off to a rough start, I suppose. I don't know. Different start, for sure. In 1922, when he was 9 years old, his family moved to Cleveland, Ohio as a part of the Great Migration. The Great Migration is a time period spanning from 1910, roughly, to 1970, where a major movement of black Americans were moving northward to just escape the general racism that existed in the South. General, segregated, in all terms, there were laws and things that made them lesser than the white man. So
a lot of people.
they worked to move away from that.
A lot of people went to Chicago from Mississippi. So like
remember you telling me that.
everybody just saw in the movie Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
That was just like out like a year ago.
Yeah.
He and his brother, Big Smoke or whatever the fuck their names were, they went to Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They just were financially in a place that they could go, and so that's what they did.
They didn't get all the way there. However, they went to Cleveland, Ohio, where the sun shines brighter and the rivers run clearer. Cleveland, Ohio. As a part of the Great Migration, seeking better economic opportunities. During his first days in school, a teacher actually misunderstood his name. The teacher was calling roll. And when the teacher asked for James Cleveland Owens, he said his nickname, his initials, JC. And the teacher recorded it as Jesse. JC, Jesse. And from then on, he was just referred to as Jesse.
Damn.
That's not his name. His name is James.
Damn.
But Jesse just became his name, basically. His teacher just more or less misunderstood him, which I thought was a great fun fact.
That is a great fun fact. That is
kind of how I fucked up another
I
coworker's name.
was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw you under the bus, but yeah, no, she'll probably watch this. So Brooklyn, if you're listening,
Yeah.
or Brooke as we've called her for a while now.
Yeah. The story goes that a very intelligent young woman named Brooklyn, that was her God-given name, Brooklyn, wanted to work at our previous company. Yeah. I had the lovely opportunity of interviewing her and walking her around our suite as it was being constructed. And for whatever reason, I really cannot remember the words that I said, but for whatever reason, I was like, do you go by Brooke or anything shorter than Brooklyn?
Yeah.
And I don't know if she said yes, no, maybe you can call me whatever you want kind of thing. Like,
knowing her, she probably said, you can call me whatever you want as long as I get this job.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I want to call you Brooke.
Yeah.
And I just made that choice. And she's never in her life, and I just learned this, never
Literally,
in her life
until we
went by Brooke.
That's so funny.
She never in her life went by Brooke. She's been been called Brooke by every single coworker, her boss, me, everyone for the last 3 years, roughly, 2.5 or so.
Yeah.
And I think she's sticking with it. She's like, I'm not going back to Brooklyn. Brooke is now my identity.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very very same situation.
It is similar.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. JC. So he just now for the rest of his life he went by Jesse, and he just ran with it. Funny enough, that's a fun pun. He ran. with it.
Good on him for running with it, but at the same time, it's like, correct that bitch.
Correct that bitch. He's not gonna do that.
I know.
He's gonna be like, whatever. I don't care. I mean, he was roughly 9 at the time. Do you think he would have, you as a 9-year-old, you would have corrected a teacher, an adult?
Oh, for sure.
Back in 1922?
For sure. Dude,
doubt
Chet
it.
gets misunderstood all the time.
Really?
All the time. And in a sense, it's why I always introduce myself as John.
Mm-hmm.
And then people don't question.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, they move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people in our collective lives have always asked, where did you get Chet from? You're going to tell a story. You probably tell a story 100,000
It's a song
times.
and dance. I have to I have to break out the fucking the backdrops and the props that I need to use in my storytelling.
Yeah.
I put on a costume that represents my different age ranges.
Yeah, precisely. Well, in Jesse's first days, that was really funny. I will give that credit. That was funny. I'm not going to just move on too fast. During, where was I? As a child in Cleveland, Ohio, Owens worked several jobs before and after school to help support his family. In junior high, his school track coach, Charles Riley, recognized his running ability, and he knew that because he was working like before and after school to just support his family.
Yeah.
He gave him the opportunity to choose if he wanted to practice before or after school. He just needed to let the coach know when he's going to practice.
Yeah.
And he'll meet him out there. So the coach was like, whenever you want to be here, I'll be here with you. Which was, I think,
Sick.
really great. Yeah, really
Yeah.
supportive.
That was when like Shane Gillis has a really funny joke on this, where he's like, that's when like white people had a good accent. And like Curly walks up to the plane. I don't want to take his joke, but
Yeah.
like he has a joke where he's like white people had an accent, and yeah. So essentially, I'm sure he was like, Jesse, come on out here to the field. Just let me know when you want to practice.
Yeah,
you know?
very good, upstanding northerner from Cleveland, Ohio. Yes, and so Jesse at this age, this is kind of like late middle school, excuse me. People really started to, he and other people really started to understand that he was a gifted athlete, specifically in track and field events, jumping, running, sprinting, that kind of thing. He really was a stretch above the rest. While attending Fairmount Junior High School, this is more of a personal anecdote. While attending Fairmount Junior High School, Owens met Minnie Ruth Solomon. They began dating as teenagers. He was 15 and she was 13, I think is what the math works out to be, when they first met each other. In 1932, they had a daughter, the math again. She was 19 and he was 22, I think, is what the math works out. They had a daughter, Gloria, 1935. A couple of years later,
man.
they then married. And for the rest of their life, they were married and were together, and they had 3 additional daughters after that. So met high school sweetheart.
Yeah, that's
Stay
really
with her
nice.
the whole way through. She stayed with him. God bless.
Literal fucking kids. Man.
Yeah. I mean, 1922, different time for sure. Everyone was getting married as kids back
dude,
then.
At 22, they were like, get out of the fucking house. Dude,
Yeah.
You're a grown fucking man.
Yep. At East Technical High School, so he's moved high schools in Cleveland, he became one of the top high school track athletes in the United States. His accomplishments during this time at East Technical High School were tying the world record in the 100-yard dash. So
Damn.
as like a 16-year-old, he was tying world records.
Yeah, in a 100-yard dash, dude. Brother's fucking moving.
He set a national high school record for the 200-yard dash. So he's setting records. And he
Do
had
you have the records?
yeah. I mean, I can look them up.
Okay, don't worry. Go ahead and finish.
After this section, I can look them up if you want to gauge how fast it was.
Yeah, I do kind of want to gauge.
He also was approaching and getting pretty close to breaking the long jump world record. He was jumping close to 25 feet.
Holy
The world record at the time was 26 feet and like an eighth of an inch or something. So it was just a touch over 26 feet.
God. Golly, bro.
His performances brought him national attention and earned him a scholarship to Ohio State University. At Ohio State, he was nicknamed the Buckeye Bullet for all of his very impressive...
Bro, that is a sick-ass nickname.
The Buckeye Bullet.
The Buckeye Bullet.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Respected by my name, Buckeye Bullet, bitch.
Now, again, just a step back, like you can really think like he's on the up and up. Like, good for him. He can't. It's a rags to riches story, which everyone loves. He's doing really great. He's just a naturally gifted athlete. But then you get back into reality, which was at Ohio State, it was a racially segregated university in 1930, whatever it was. 1932.
Okay.
It was a racially segregated university, so Owens was not allowed to live on campus in the dormitories that most of the other athletes lived at. He instead lived off campus, and he was unable to enjoy a lot of the other accommodations that the other white athletes could enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, showers,
segregated.
The gyms, the weight rooms,
bathrooms,
all that stuff. He could not. There was no black weight room. There was a white weight room. So he had to figure out a way to train.
Which is crazy that a school's like, hey, we want to bring you on, but we're not going to be able to train you.
Yeah. We're just not going to. You're like a star athlete, and we're just not going to be able to give you.
Going to train you.
Which is such bullshit.
It is bullshit. It's complete
bullshit.
It's such a greedy maneuver to go, we want to take advantage of your skills, but we actually don't want to support you in getting better. Because we think you're good enough as is that we can just use you now. You're better than fucking Curly over there.
Yeah.
You know? Like, who's going to leave here and work for his father's fishing company?
Yeah. No, it's sad. I mean, like, imagine I'm about to get into all the different things he did. World record this, world record that, gold medal this.
Yeah.
Imagine what he could have done in his high school, college career if he was given the appropriate accommodations. Yeah. If he was given the track time at golden hour, 8 a.m. to do laps and things instead of having to run around his neighborhood, kind of thing. Like, who knows where he would have been. I'm at the so that's kind of college. I'm going to get into some of the Big Ten championships he competed in 1935. I wanted to look up. Let me go to his Wikipedia page to look up the specific high school records that he came close to breaking and or broke directly. So let me jump to that really quickly.
Yeah, dude, 100-yard dash. Dude, if you ran like a fucking...
He was pretty quick. He ran a 9.4. A 9.4.
I literally just said like 10 seconds is fast.
Yeah.
Cooking.
He ran a 9.4.
Because like a 40-yard dash at like... In the NFL, I want to say like 4.1s, 4.2s. 4.1 seconds, 4.2 seconds. That's fast.
That's 40 yards, right?
Yeah, that's 40 yards, though. So it's like double that.
That's 8.4 for 80. So that's NFL
level
for sure.
He's running. Hauling fucking ass. Did you watch him? You're like, holy shit, I've never seen someone so naturally gifted at running in my entire life.
Yeah. Let me look up like Usain Bolt. Like, how fast did he go? So Usain Bolt runs an 8.8.
And 100?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So that's 0.6 seconds faster, almost 100 years later. 80 years later.
So fast. Dude.
That's
and at
so
100
fast.
yards, dude, 100 yards is so far. When it comes to sprinting as hard as you can at 100 yards, at 30 yards, you're gassed, bro.
One footstep is probably 10 yards. Honestly. Do 9 footsteps across the whole thing,
dude.
That's a long.
I guarantee
that's a big stride.
That motherfucker is moving.
Yeah,
and he has a slow start. He's a slow start. He's slower as when he gets. Oh my god, dude! The fact that he's able to sustain his speed at that far is just insane.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
God damn, dude.
That's quick,
and it's crazy. It's like, what do you think that like people that who are that fast and like hunting and gathering times, what were they doing? Dude, they had to been like running with the cheetahs, bro.
I think those are the people in the pack in the hunting group that would just break out from the group and be like, "I got this one," and go tackle the antelope.
Yeah, dude, they're like
the antelope
literally
would get shot in the back
fucking-
leg, and they would go run and tackle it.
Can you imagine seeing them hit like a fucking whiteout juke? Like on a fucking antelope, dude. Broke his ass.
They're going quick.
Ankle's broken.
No,
Fuck them.
it's impressive. That's
Damn,
such
dude,
an impressive
fucking,
athlete.
you say 9.6 or 9.4?
9.4.
9.4 seconds is insane. I still can't wrap.
Let me
my
look
mind
up.
around
Let me
that.
look up the high school record. High school record.
Dude, high school record's gonna be like
100-yard dash.
it's gonna be like 12, 13.
9.3 is
9.3
the American
is-
high school average. Or no, sorry, 9.4 high school record. 9.3.
Okay,
he ran a
okay,
9.4.
Okay.
That's like if the wind was at his back.
Yeah,
he'd
but
beat
these
this.
kids are like eating McDonald's and shit now. There's a bunch of hormones and bullshit in that. You don't
This
know
is
what
the
they're-
fastest runner. The fastest
Yeah,
high school
like
runner
now
accomplished
though.
9.3.
But back then, like, dude, he was probably working on an empty stomach. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
yeah, like
he
he was.
didn't have the chemical makeup that we got nowadays. We have Beanie Babies for ball sacks nowadays. You know, we just got plastics in us.
You think
and-
we're worse off today than he was back then?
No, I think in some ways we're like genetically better because we're modified by McDonald's. They put proteins in the chicken
Fascinating
nuggets, and
take.
so like we grow muscle faster because
Yeah.
we're getting
So we-
byproduct of
okay.
hormones.
Okay, so we're. I mean, yes, we
It's not
just
healthy
have-
for us, but like
We just have better access to nutrition than he probably did in 1930.
probably, yeah.
100. Yes, I agree. Yes.
And like especially in like 'cause this
and
is
that's
like,
what's so impressive
this is
that
like
he
in
was able to
the,
compete like
market
that.
crash. 29 was the Great Depression, right? So
yeah.
this is in the Great Depression if it's in the 30s.
Sure. I could look it up.
29 is definitely the Great Depression.
Okay,
Because
then
that's
yeah.
after the Roaring 20s, and then the Great Depression didn't end until the 40s.
Yeah, I mean,
So they're like
if your
poor
point-
and trying to find food. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
if your point is that it is so impressive that he ran that fast, and then he ran that fast being malnutritioned. That
Yeah,
doesn't
like
make sense.
imagine if this guy
You
was
get
like
it.
well fed, supported, and like
Had training, had a whole
had
staff.
training. Yeah, he wasn't like going home to like mom's cooking. Like he had like like athletes nowadays who have
Mm-hmm.
fucking cooking staffs who are hired specifically at universities to
Right.
feed the athletes. Imagine that was the same scenario,
Exactly.
right? Where they're like, you have to meet 100 grams of protein daily.
Yeah.
I'm sure this dude was like, I eat some bread,
I'm
and some
lucky-
meat.
I'm lucky to
you
get an
know,
egg.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like my little sister has to eat, so I make sure she gets her food first.
100%.
The fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
he would destroy. He would absolutely.
he would
destroy.
absolutely crush. What a, I mean, oh my
Baller.
god.
Baller. Well,
Athlete.
in 1935, he was able to, going to Ohio State, he was able to join a couple of Big Ten championships, specifically the track meets that would be hosted from all the schools. Specifically the one in Ann Arbor, Michigan, 1935. Owens set 3 world records and tied a 4th within 45 minutes.
Dude, fuck them. Absolutely dust their asses, bro. I
His-
love this.
His first competition was at 3 p.m. It was the 100-yard dash. This was the one where he tied the world record. The world record at that time was 9.4. So he tied the world record. He did
Yeah.
the same thing in high school. He immediately moves on to the next event. There's no rest. There's no anything. Immediately moves
Yeah.
on to the next event 10 minutes later, which was the 200-yard dash, where he set the world record.
Dude, fuck yeah.
15 minutes pass. It's the next event. He did the 200-yard low hurdles, a completely different running technique,
Yeah.
right? Low hurdles, sets the world record.
God, dude.
Another 15 minutes passed. He goes to another track and field event.
There's just a bunch of foreign whiteys who are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this dude is destroying everything.
Yeah, he's crushing us.
Yeah.
Like, we don't
He's-
have any room to breathe.
He's literally in every event, and he's just
Dude.
destroying.
Can you imagine being like the 3rd or 4th event down? The first event, no one, like it might just be chitter chatter at that point, and then
Yeah.
he gets the world record, and people are like, "Oh my god, he got the world record! That's crazy!"
Yeah,
Immediately,
Big
people start to
pandemonium.
doubt. They're like, "Well, it's just a 200-yard. Like he's probably going to top off. He doesn't have the stamina. He just ran. Like there's no way."
yeah.
Then he does a world record again.
Give him in hurdles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd event comes up, and people are fucking like,
Oh my god, this guy is just
He's a real problem. Like, this is kind of scary.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
What I find so interesting is his last world record on this list here is long jump. So it is running adjacent, but now we're jumping long distances, which is I feel like a whole different kind of muscle skill.
It's also about like how you position your body in the air. It's not even about like getting speed and being able to be fast. Of course, that's an element of it, but like
you have to
being
like
able
be
to
flexible.
position your feet outwards and then hold your balance. It's
Well, homie goes up to the long jump and scores the world record, jumping an astonishing 26 feet 8 inches, 8.25 inches. That's probably the whole length of this garage.
Yeah. Can you imagine that?
That's nuts.
Like being the guy who's like holding the marker. You're like, this
You'd be
is
like,
a world record.
oh, he's standing
Nobody's jumping over this.
Yeah, 16
you know?
feet.
And then he jumps
Oh my
past
God.
you, and you're like, oh shit. Like
For context here, the current world record, which has stood for over 34 years, so this was set in the late 80s, is 29 feet. So he jumped 26 feet in 1935.
Damn.
His world record stood for 25 years.
Damn.
Through Olympics, through high school, through college, doesn't matter. His world record stood for 25 years in the long jump. Nuts. This performance is widely considered one of the greatest single-day achievements in track and field history.
Dude, hell yeah.
No other, I mean, there have been a few other athletes who've like done really well in like the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter relay or something like that, but no one has like done this.
How do you not get
in
arrogant?
45 minutes? Not a rest day,
Yeah.
not anything. He immediately goes on to crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you not get so arrogant after that?
Because he just, I mean, again,
That shit would go straight to my head.
arrogance comes from not realizing what like struggle is about. He knows what struggle is about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He knows. He's humble. I bet he's humble the whole way through. He's like,
That
cool,
shit-
awesome.
Yeah.
And what fucking sucks is that he now goes to his segregated dormitory. He now has to ride home back to Cleveland on the back of the bus.
Yep.
That's so fucked up, He's wearing
World champion, people are like, oh, well, we still got to stick to the rules.
Yeah, we still got to stick to the rules.
We talked about this earlier.
Ridiculous.
A bunch of fucking rule followers.
Yeah, rule followers, scumbags. Yeah, so we're taking a little break from him, and I wanted to give some context. The next thing in his career is to go to the Olympics. However, the Olympic atmosphere at this time was a little dodgy because the Olympics at the time of his career height was in Germany, 1936. Germany at this time was led by Adolf Hitler and his regime of extremely right-leaning authoritarian government.
Yep.
Adolf Hitler became chancellor in 1933. I wrote all this down. It's not like I memorized it.
Yeah.
It's not like I just know it. I wrote all this down. Adolf Hitler became chancellor of the Nazi Party in 1933, and this is 3 years into its reign, I would say. At this point,
So still
Hitler,
relatively early on.
yes, correct. This is before any... This is before the Holocaust. This is before World War II. This is before that. This is the warm-up period of all of that. This is laying the scaffolding and foundation to perform a lot of that heinous work in World War II. In 1933, Hitler became chancellor. In 1936, the Olympics were being held. By this time, all political opposition parties were banned. Labor unions were dissolved. Critics of the regime were imprisoned. So this is as authoritarian gets, right? Germany had effectively become a one-party dictatorship under the Nazi Party. The government tightly controlled media, education, art, and public messaging. Newspapers, radio broadcasts, films, and and school curriculum were all promoted Nazi ideology and loyalty to the state.
Yep.
This is as dictatorship as it gets, right?
Book burning.
Yes. This is also when Nazi Germany instated the Nuremberg Laws. Central to Nazi policy was a racial hierarchy. The regime promoted the idea of a so-called Aryan German ancestry, where the Aryan German person, blonde hair, blue eyes, right, were superior, and all other ethnicities were kind of ranked below them in some way, shape, or fashion. And depending on where you landed on that ranking was how you were kind of treated in society. Jews were at the very bottom. They were considered the most inferior. Any person from Africa were treated as the classical ape type savage person.
Yep.
But because
Below
of
human.
yes, below human, but because of their kind of like lack of intelligence, perceived German Nazi intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Because the lack of that and the lack of their sophisticated white nature, they weren't put in this class of being dangerous. They thought Jews, because of their intelligence, whatever, right, were actually dangerous to the state. African Americans were too stupid to be dangerous, or Africans in general were too stupid.
Yeah.
That is how Nazi Germany thought about black people, more or less. In 1935, 1 year before the Olympics, the Nuremberg laws were instated, which removed citizenship from Jewish Germans, prohibited marriage between Jews and non-Jews, excluded Jews from many professions in public life. Discrimination and violence against Jewish citizens were already widespread at the time of the Olympics through though mass extermination campaigns only began in World War II, which happened a couple of years later. World War II didn't start until 1939.
Yeah.
During the
because Pearl
invasion
Harbor
of Poland.
was 44, 46.
Yeah. World War II started from Germany invading Poland. That's actually where Auschwitz was built from Polish slaves. Well, Polish, I guess, interned POWs, returned slaves to build the internment camps of Auschwitz, which then Jews were carted off to. So, Germany was also rebuilding its military in violation of the Treaty of Versailles, which was the end of World War I.
Yep.
So in March of 1936, just months before the Olympics, German troops marched into the Rhineland, signaling aggressive expansion and alarming other European countries. The war had not started yet, but tensions were rising all across Europe. So we are triggers are held.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here. This is a tense
There's tension
moment.
in the room.
Yes. Blah blah blah. A lot of information. Something fucked up during this time. Again, back to the idea that Nazi Germany just thought black people were too stupid to do anything bad to the motherland.
Yeah.
There's a story again just that is so abhorrent. After World War I, French colonial troops from Africa had been stationed in the German Rhineland. So these are black soldiers that are French colonial. They were stationed in Germany, just kind of as at an embassy kind of place, outpost type of place, on behalf of the French. Some children were born to German mothers because of their close adjacent nature to just German-born citizens.
Yeah.
Some mixed-race children were born to German mothers and African soldiers. The Nazi government labeled these children as Rhineland bastards. Beginning in 1937, many of these people, children, women, and men, were forced and secretly sterilized to prevent any other children being born of an impure race. So, Nazi Germany is not a good place to be, especially if you're a minority of any shape, form, or fashion.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
And of all the things you've heard at this point, obviously we're in 2026, so we've it's not like there's secret files, that
no.
This is not the Epstein files that we're hearing about now.
No.
Everything's out, right? It's sad that it's not shocking because you hear stuff like this and you're like, yeah,
happens
now
today.
It happens,
happens today.
And the fact that that's an immediate reaction is oh, it's so sickening,
Yeah.
It's just Jesus Christ, can you imagine that happening now? Our government
doing this to some other group,
castrating groups of people to prevent them from being able to breed.
Yeah, it's fucked up. That's I would say the moment that you're born, that's your God-given right is to procreate. And these people are taking it away from you.
And instead they're raping children and eating them.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's a horrible place. It's a horrible time period, and again, if you're out there and you have any ideas similar to what the Nazis in actual 1930s Germany had, fuck you, fuck your family. I don't care who you are, you're a piece of shit.
I think if your name's in the Epstein files, you're a piece of shit.
Yes, I agree. I'm on the right side of history. If you're in the Epstein files, you're on the wrong side of history.
You're a fucking piece of shit. Fucking die.
You are a piece of shit. Side note before I move on, this is all part of the main note, I would say.
Yeah.
Is that when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor in 1941, 1940?
I thought it was 44. That's what I thought.
No, that's when the war ended.
Oh, it's 44 when it ended? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's when the German side of the war ended, but the Pacific theater side did not end until like 8 months after.
But still in the year of 44.
I think in
Or
1945.
it bled over
The
into 45.
Germany, soldiers were able to topple the German Gestapo in 1944, but
okay.
the
So then, yeah,
Japanese
Pearl Harbor-
refused to surrender until early 1945.
Honestly, it's kind of sick. It's kind of badass. I know that that's not like frowned upon, but like holding to your honor.
That's why we...
Because like 80% of them are brainwashed.
Yeah. I mean, that's in part why we had to use the nuclear bombs, because we just thought that they literally would not give up.
Yeah, they won't.
We would have to conquer them and make them stop.
that mental like...
There were some Japanese soldiers that were like, in their little foxholes in the middle of the jungle. Yeah. They could not get radio signal to let them know that the war was over. They were in their foxhole for years.
Yeah. There's guys who are
thinking the war was still going.
In the Pacific area, still hunkered down in the islands. Like,
yeah,
still here for the war.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Still here for the war, dude. That mental fortitude on that is just insane. And then those people are just meant to go back into a normal society.
Yeah. In other societies, like cute cats and robots and stuff. Claw machines. It's crazy. Pachinko.
Yeah, they go back and they're like, no, we're into K-pop now. He's like, fuck!
Yeah, my Japan is not my Japan anymore.
The only thing I do is popping heads. Now I'm watching 4 girls on stage. Fucking... Can you imagine, dude, the fucking frustration that they have to have?
Yeah. Japan was one of the most aggressive kind of colonial nations against all the other Asian nations. Longest of time. Anyway, back to Nazi Germany, a place where the sun always shines. We're at the Olympics now. We're at the Summer Olympics now. 1936. It was held in Berlin, Germany, underneath the supervision of the Nazi government. Jesse Owens, was selected for the United States Olympic team, specifically after winning certain college running track and field events. Yeah. So good on him. At the Berlin Olympics, which is so funny that I just went through all the terrible things that happened in Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
When he goes to Nazi Germany, he's with kind of a mixture of athletes, mostly white. A few of them are black, like literally a small handful.
Yeah.
They're not segregating them over in Germany. So he's able to, probably for one of the first times in his life, sleep bunk to bunk next to some other track and field.
His teammates.
Yeah, his teammates. Yeah. He's able to shower and live the same life, eat at the same food courts, et cetera, that all of his teammates were. And he decided during this time being like, it was actually kind of strange.
Yeah.
It was strange knowing that Berlin and Germany was how it was then, but then I still had to come back to America and be segregated.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
I get to break the rules now that I followed for my entire life.
Right.
Because it's a social construct that somebody else, somewhere else, said that I have to follow the rules here, but now that I'm in Germany,
yeah,
I don't. That's not a rule here. I don't have to do that.
Yeah, no,
it is weird. That is
it's a fascinating thought process.
It is.
Well, when Jesse was able to compete, he competed on the second day of the Olympics primarily. He won 4 gold medals at the Olympics. Yeah. He won a gold medal for the 100-meter dash, the long jump, the 200-meter dash, and the 4x100-meter relay, in which he was able to obtain the world record. Or his team was able to achieve the world record at that time. He became the most successful athlete at the Games and the first American track and field athlete to win 4 gold medals at a single Olympics. Nowadays, that's relatively common. That
there's so many events.
Right, there's so many events, and there's so many sub events. Like swimming is 10 events.
Yeah,
and someone can sweep a lot of them. German crowds were seen. This is where we kind of get into how did Germany think of Jesse winning? This is where you can think of the famous photo of Jesse, hand over his heart. The national anthem for America is being played over the loudspeakers. Second place, German, Nazi, Hitler Youth. doing the Nazi salute, silver medal, right? It's cited that when Jesse would place first, get a gold medal, et cetera, the crowds were applauding his performances. The crowds were on his side. Owens later stated that Adolf Hitler waved to him after one event, although Hitler did not formally congratulate medalists after the first day of competition. This incident, after the first day, Hitler shook hands with an athlete that wasn't black. He was white from another country. Shook hands with them.
Yeah.
And then his cabal of Hitler loyalists were like, maybe you shouldn't greet other people that aren't German. It looks bad for the German authoritarian party. So they gave him a choice. His advisor kind of gave him a choice. Like, you either shake hands with like everybody or no one.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll do no one.
Yeah, because that's just fucking easier.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I did no one. So Owens said that Hitler maybe gave him a wave, a nod of his cap during one of the event, which is kind of
Which
crazy.
is such a crazy accolade to have. Be like, oh yeah, Hitler waved to me.
Yeah.
You know, amongst all the things that I've done.
I mean, the point of that that idea is that, like, did Hitler see a black man for his achievements, or did he see him for his skin? I think ultimately Hitler didn't give a shit he wasn't German.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think he appreciated him. I mean, another fun fact about the 1936 Olympics is that Hitler and his cabal were on fucking methamphetamines all day, all long.
Juiced.
They're literally,
soldiers, baby.
There is footage, grainy footage, and photos of Hitler just sitting forward, tweaking, rocking back and forth because he's just high on methamphetamines. He's just on Adderall.
Dude.
He's just locked the fuck in.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of Adderall.
So Jesse Owens goes on to compete and achieve quite a lot at these Olympics.
Yeah.
The message back in America was kind of a screw you, Germany. Now, we weren't necessarily involved in Germany at all at this time.
No.
So it wasn't like a spit on the face, fuck you, middle finger, we are superior to you, Germany. It was just like we can compete at a national level, and we have an athlete that can perform so well.
Yeah.
That was the idea. After returning to the United States, Owens was widely celebrated publicly, but was never invited to the White House by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I don't know how common it is to be invited to the White House, to be like, hey, you're the best athletes in the United States. But this was just cited as an important, thing of.
I'm sure
he
that
wasn't,
at this point, as a Black American, like leading up until this point, how many Black Americans were visiting the White House? I mean, at this time,
question.
Dude, single digits.
Yeah, probably. Like, why would you go?
Why?
If you're not a gold medal Olympian, why would he have you there?
You're an activist. Like, that's probably really what the only visitation purposes were for at that point.
Maybe.
I don't think anybody was in
vote.
cabinets. I don't think anybody was really like in legislature.
No, definitely not.
So
definitely not. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's Hoover.
That was Roosevelt. That was FDR. After returning home, unlike modern Olympics, Owens did not receive significant financial support after his victories. Amateur athletic rules prevented him from earning any prize money, and professional track competition was limited. So he basically came home to be a normal person. He was given a pat on the back by most people, but it's not like he was handed a check. It's not like he was handed any money.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry, this is going to kill me. I have to ask this. Who was president when we went to World War II? Was it Eisenhower?
I don't know. Let me look.
It was. I don't think it was Roosevelt.
Throughout World War II. Let me look. FDR. FDR was during the start, and then Truman was at the end.
Truman. Okay.
Yes.
So when was Eisenhower? And
know.
Hoover was later.
Yeah.
Hoover was later.
I don't know.
I realized I said Hoover, and I was like, Hoover was much later. Not in any way.
To earn income after he came home, he participated in certain exhibition events, including racing against horses and automobiles.
Dude, fuck yeah. Fuck
he
yeah.
also
that's like that story of the guy who like laid there's like a machine versus man, and the man like beat the machine and then dies, like
Dang.
creating the railroad tracks. You've never heard
What?
this? Like,
No.
it's kind of like this, like a story.
Sounds made up.
It definitely is made up, but like it was like this, like it's kind of this like a really cool parable, if you will, of like a man versus a machine. A man built a railroad track faster than the machine could.
But he
then
died.
He died
because it was too hard on his body.
He can push himself further than the machine can push itself.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, those filthy clankers.
Yeah. Fuck those clankers,
Those
bro.
clankers.
Fuck Kate.
He also worked in various public relations, promotions, activism, and small business ventures. Some of these businesses grew to be unsuccessful, and he experienced financial difficulties at times. Later in his career, in the 1950s and 60s, Owens became a popular public speaker and goodwill ambassador for the United States. He traveled internationally promoting youth athletics and sportsmanship. He also worked with community programs encouraging participation in sports. He received increased recognition later in life, including national honors and awards for both athletic achievement and public service. Funny enough, later in life, I do think people started to look back and go, "Holy shit, bro!
Yeah, dude, you're a fucking monster.
You're a monster.
Yeah,
Holy crap!" And just at that time, either no one cared, the way the news traveled around, it was never just a popular thing. I don't know. He just didn't really ever get the limelight until later in life. People could look back. His death and legacy. Jesse Owens died of lung cancer in 1980 at the age of 66. At around the age of 35, he became a pack-a-day smoker.
dude, hell yeah.
So he smoked for, 35 years? 35 years until his death, pack a day.
Yeah, but those were good cigarettes. Those are like
Ones without all the
just straight tobacco
additives.
Yeah, fucking insulation. That's
Maybe.
awesome.
It's a pretty cool guy.
That
Pretty
is a
impressive.
Cool guy. That is a like because you always. I mean,
I would
say
love to
you
shake his
always-
hand and be like, "Man, I'd love to hear your story." Like that's a
that's one of those
fantastic
things that like
retelling.
you go. I know about the event. I know what happened, but he's like, oh yeah, I remember how Hitler looked at me.
Yeah, I saw
And
him in
you're
the
like-
stands. I saw
You're
Hitler.
like, what? And he's like, yeah, he wasn't like kind of clean cut as I imagined. He's
He's
a
kind of
little-
shaking around.
Yeah, he was kind of
Pale.
You kind of have a 5 o'clock shadow. I wasn't really expecting that day. You always see him on TV. He's always cleaned up, but
Yeah.
it's stories like that where you're like, oh shit,
Whoa.
what the like. I don't know. It makes it more personal, and then you realize that there's like a what's that called? Where it's like how many degrees you are away from
Degrees
something,
of freedom.
and but it's like, damn, dude, I'm like literally 1 degree away from like being a part of one of the most, quite literally one of the most horrendous and like
eras of human society.
most known eras of the world.
Yeah.
For a guy who was like, yeah, he waved at me because I was better than everyone in his fucking country. Fuck
Yeah. I was the best
which
one in
is
the world.
so cool.
I know.
So
It's
cool to be like, yeah, you guys are fucking slow.
even though I it wasn't a direct middle finger, fuck you, Germany.
No.
At this time, Germany was kind of a sleeper cell. They were about to do heinous things, but they weren't actively doing it.
Yeah, the
now.
super soldiers were still in the lab. They were doing meth behind closed doors.
Yes.
And then like injecting these
They were
guys
building
before
the
they went out on
U-boats.
field.
They were building tanks, but they weren't using it yet. I find it so kind of awesome that it was just like an under the rug, like, fuck you, I'm better. It wasn't like and I don't think it's a we are better. Team America
Yeah.
is better than you. Team Germany, it is I, as
I-
Jesse
yeah.
Owens, are better than your best Hitler youth.
Yeah, your whole philosophy is flawed.
Because America did
just
not
because, and
support
I'm giving
him.
you a physical example of why it's wrong.
Yeah,
It's so sick.
yeah. And I
don't
say
know. You
we.
know how I am with authoritarian leadership.
Yeah,
I
I mean, do you think you're on the right side of
oh
history
yeah,
there?
I mean in this example, sure, but like when it comes to like giving leadership the middle finger, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of fucking cool.
Yeah, it is
I
awesome.
like that.
No, it is awesome.
I kind of vibe with that.
Well, that's the story of a really cool, really awesome, famous, a under the rug famous black athlete
yeah.
in the history of America.
Dude, hell yeah.
A great rags to accomplishment. I'm not going to say riches, but a rags to accomplishment.
Yeah.
Hardworking through and through. Testament to what a true American is.
What a great pick. What
Yeah.
a great pick of a little story that you did.
It's weaved into
Not
the
a little
Olympics.
story. Not a little story. Big story.
Big story.
Big story.
He's a cool guy. I
He's
would
a cool
love
guy.
to meet him. There's so many people during that time that would be really cool to meet because you get to. I mean, folks back then just experienced life in a whole different way.
Do you think there's more famous people now than there was then?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's kind of easier to be famous.
I agree.
And a regular average American or just maybe person on the planet, the spectrum of famous is quite large.
Yeah.
I think. Like, I went to high school with like 3 what I would call famous people now. Kyler Murray, Paul Russell, and there's another, Sabrina, no, I can't remember her name, but she's like a huge cheerleading advocate person now.
Oh.
I don't remember her name, God bless. But I mean, those are famous people. I would consider them famous. They don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
But there's a big spectrum of famous. And I would even say back then
You're
he wasn't
famous
famous.
to me, Will.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
And I think Paul Russell's music sucks.
Not
a dig at him personally. He probably got paid by a corporate group to come out with that song. But I just, God.
His music is fine. I like it. I like it every once in a while.
It's
He's
fine
a
if
really
I'm like
nice
in a
guy.
discount section in like a clearance store. Sure.
Why?
You're at Old Navy and you're like, oh, the flip flops.
It's a very just like it comes during the summer and then it leaves during the winter. It's just like a woohoo type of thing. But I appreciate him for what he is. I mean, he's a really, really nice
You have
guy.
always said that. You've always said that he's a very, very nice.
Even I think now, I don't know where he is. I don't know what kind of house he lives in. I don't know. I don't know if he drives a Lamborghini. No clue. If he saw an old lady struggling to cross the street, he would help her out.
Oh, that's nice.
He would put his jacket down on a puddle for someone to walk over. I don't know.
That's
right.
so nice.
He is charitable. He was a really nice guy.
What if tomorrow there's like video of him like kicking
An old person? Oh shit! We gotta do another.
We're like, so we were wrong. We acknowledge that.
Yeah, we have to do an apology on behalf of Paul Russell. That would be good.
We thought we knew his character.
No fun games today. That's kind of the end of my main topics here. Didn't want to cheapen. I didn't want to have you like
the
guess
experience.
black people. I didn't want to cheapen Jesse Owens' legacy at all.
Oh
so,
my god! Dude.
Now in classic fashion, I do have to pee.
Yeah, I also have to.
We've been talking for a little while, so
yeah, we have, and I'm like at the bottom of beer number 3, so I'm like, I'm ready to bust.
yeah, we're good here. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed this homage to the great James Owens, now being called Jesse, from an accident that the teacher in his middle school did. Always a pleasure. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do anything you can to help support us. We're still out here, episode 19. We'd love to get all of your support where we can get it. Thank you
Out
all.
here and unemployed. Hell yeah, baby.
Thank you all so much.
Thanks, everybody.